It's time for another episode of Drawing Together. I won't hold up a sign like I did yesterday because apparently Instagram's flipping that backwards. So we're all learning something new this quarantine. Maybe you're baking bread or drawing. I'm making Instagram TV. And there's a lot to learn along the way. That's great. So, welcome. Thanks for joining me again. Spring is happening here in Portland. So, today is all about our connection with the plant life, plant world, things growing, leafing out, vines, branches, that kind of thing. It'll still be a rather simple lesson, but all of the things I teach you at the beginning, we're going to ultimately put together into other designs as we go along. But it's nice to meet the little individual elements first alone and feel confident with them, and then put them together into something larger and more special. So I'll start by drawing a basic vine, and then we'll talk about how you can change it. So the simplest way to start a vine, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do this, but I think this is really nice and accessible, is to start with a stem. You can have a little curve to it if you want. Take that from the top of the vine down to the bottom. And then once you're there, this is like the spine. This is the thing that all your structures are going to grow off of. So you can come up the spine along what you already did and add a leaf to one side, and then a leaf to the other side, and then move up that spine a little bit to give yourself some space, and then you can do the whole thing again. A leaf and a leaf and move up, a leaf and a leaf and move up. Look, they don't have to be the same size. This one's so much bigger than this one. That's cool. A leaf and a leaf and up. A leaf and a leaf and up. Ooh, they sometimes could even have a different shape. Look at the difference between this shape and this shape. That's cool too. Mother Nature does this. She doesn't make everything the same, right? Okay, up a little bit. And do that all the way up to the top. And then once you get to the top, you can just like add one extra leaf there so it doesn't look funny. And then if you were trying to do that as a continuous line design and you were up here, you could just go all the way down to the bottom. Or from here you could like lead off and make a new path. We won't worry too much about how to connect these today, just how to make one individually. Now, one thing that can look cool while you're doing these leaves is to put a little stem in the middle of your leaf. Let me do that again. You make the leaf and come back to the spine, and then just a little line up into the middle. If you had a lot of space to work with, you could do a lot of lines or something else. Put little drops inside, and then move up and do it again, and then move up and put one in the middle. So if you have really big leaves, you can embellish them on the inside. You don't have to though. This can be nice and simple as you want. Let me just draw another one right next to it. I'll show you that in my first book, First Steps to Free Motion Quilting, I have a lot of ideas about different things that can grow what your vines can look like. So let's just try a different variation. Sometimes I forget what designs I know how to do, so I often turn to my own books to remember what I know how to do. So a spine down again, and this time let's make our leaves rounded at the end. Make it like a drop shape. And what if we put another little drop shape in the middle there, just to make it fancier? And then this here, a drop shape and a drop shape, but still the same thing. Moving up to give yourself space, and then a drop shape and a drop shape. And moving up. Do all my leaves have to be made the same way? Definitely not. What if I just add something in there like a little swirly spiral? This one's just going to be a little spiral, and I'll travel right back along it back to the edge. And then the other kind of leaf over here, and come up, a drop and a drop. Maybe over here I have one of these kind of leaves. That's fine. That looks fancy to me. I like it. And coming up. I kind of like it the best when my little leaves are coming off of the stem at about a 45-degree angle. If the angle gets really high, things start getting really squishy. You get like really long, narrow leaves that if you want it to look like that, that's great. But if you're not aiming for that and you're like, why does it look this way? See if your angle has gotten really high. Alternatively, if your angle is getting really far out flat, you're gonna get really leaves that are just like laying flat. So check sort of the angle that you're leading off from your stem, and if it's about 45, then you'll be getting a vine that kind of looks like this. Let's see, other ideas for your vines. So after you've got a vine, you can also echo around it. I shouldn't have just removed that one that I made, huh? Adding a little echo around something can instantly make it look fancier. And there was one more. Oh, here's the one I wanted to show you. Really narrow leaves that look like tarragon to me. I love tarragon. What's nice about these is they give you a little practice with making organic wavy lines, but they don't have to match. They don't have to be any particular way. In fact, if there's variation, they look more natural. So with this one, you do want long, skinny leaves, and you do kind of want them pointing more up than that 45 degrees we were talking about. That's all sort of blending together. Oh no, it's much better on the camera. Up close, it was looking a little crazy to me. All right, so I forgot to bring. I took my own advice yesterday and drew whole pages of the designs we've done so far and colored them in, and I really enjoyed that. It was calming, and it's nice to have something tangible that I can look at and hold that shows what we've done so far. So if you want to get to know any of these designs better, definitely take the time to fill an entire sheet of paper with you.